It's been a long time since we talked about this. Let's explore the load board.
Yeah.
First, let me just say what a garbage of a load board we have out here in the Southern California. I just want to say that, because it is straight doo-doo. Because everything looks pretty much garbage. As a matter of fact, I'm just gonna go ahead and show you right here, right? We'll go ahead and filter also the flatbed side, right? So let's go look at it. It's yielding 326 results, right? And like I said, it is all straight garbage, man. Like, look at this, right? Look at this. There was one load, as a matter of fact, there was one load that came up this morning. Here it is, it's almost 7 o'clock in the morning. There was one load that came up this morning. It was by Armstrong. Yeah, Armstrong Logistics, I believe that's who they are. And they had a price on it for $7,000, but it had like 7 stops, and it's going all the way to Maine. Yeah. 7 stops going all the way to Maine. You're probably not going to get done with that load until, like, say, Friday next week. Here it is, it's already Friday, so you'll be done with that load Friday next week. Therefore, you won't be getting another load until the following Monday, following week. And at the same time, you got to think about it. Maine. What are you going to get out of Maine? So it's like, I mean, I think, me personally, if I was to take that load, that should be around a minimum $8,500, $8,600. You know what I mean? Because the odds of you deadheading out of Maine, wherever that is in Maine, is very, very high. You're going to be deadheading quite a few miles coming out of Maine to get anything decent coming out of there. That's why, like, when you come into Maine, you have to make sure that money is so worth it. You know what I mean? So here we are in Barstow, California, and I've been here for a day and a half. Las Vegas is only like 180 miles away from here. And so let me tell you a story, right? So why on Wednesday, Thursday, yeah. So on Wednesday, I was ready to roll. We were ready to roll. We took a break, and we spent some time at home, spent some time with the family. So Wednesday, I was ready to roll. I found a load. Now, that load was actually paying pretty decent coming out of Vegas going into Southern California, okay? And I was like, you know what? Let's go get this, right? They had it posted for $800. I asked for $1,400. They said, we can't do 14. And I was like, okay, let's go 12. I'll go pick it up right now. And then sure enough, they went 12, right? And as we got to the pickup, everything went good and smooth, right? As we got to the pickup, the freaking thing is 145 inches tall, man. We can only haul 128 inches, even with this low pro. So we got there, and then we told them this, and then it was back and forth. They were like, oh, you got to press a button. It's a forklift. What button do you press that would lower that mass, the frame of that mass? There's nothing. So it's like I was there for, I'd say, about an hour, and then we were trying to sort that out. And then I was like, I told the broker that, hey, there's nothing much I can do here, man. Just go ahead and send me the tonneau, and then I'll let you guys sort it out, right? So sure enough, she was like, okay, cool, no problem. So she sent me the tonneau, and then guess how much it was? $150, man. That's why, like, a lot of times that tonneau is not worth it. You know what I mean? Like, you wish that every load that you go to will successfully be on your trailer, because that tonneau is not worth it, man. So anyway, let's go look at this load board, right? I'm gonna filter out a lot of these stuff, from here, from this location. We're not gonna get anything decent coming out of here as a flatbed, right? So we're gonna take our chances as a Stepdeck instead. So we're gonna go ahead and go to Stepdeck only. We're gonna put Stepdeck and Stepdeck RGN on the only side, okay? And let's go search that up. 45,000. Actually, let me go. Let me go briefly go through over that. Okay, so this screen right here. So I'm willing to deadhead 300 miles depending on what kind of load that is, okay, or what kind of pay that is. So we got it filtered to 300 miles, and then we got it filtered going destination anywhere, right? And weight is 45,000, okay. 45,000 because that's all we can carry. Actually, we're maxed out at 46,000, so I'm gonna keep it at 45,000. So let's go look it up. Also, yesterday I was able to. So Wednesday, today's Friday already. Yesterday is Thursday. All day, man, all day I was on the load board. The load board out here is junk. Now here it is. It's Blitz week. I was thinking, you know what, man, the market here should be better, right? Well, no, that is not entirely true. So yeah, Blitz week does not affect anything. No matter what anybody tells you, Blitz week does not affect anything. So there was one load, like I said, that one load that I was talking about, that 5,000 or 7,000. It pays 7,000 to go into Maine. 7,000 or 6,100 is what the average pay for here to Maine. But that's straight up. That's one pick, one drop. You know, so that one was, like I said, 7 drops, man. No way, and no way. And then it disappeared out of the load board like, you know, like so fast. So this load right here, I was like, you know what, this is not bad, right? We go pick this up, drop it off Monday, and then we just go ahead and deadhead towards Texas, right? Because that would be like a 600-mile deadhead towards Texas. That's okay, because we're gonna be making 3,200, and then we could maybe we can find a load along the way, right? This was my thinking on this, and then I was like, you know what, man. Yeah, let's go call this. But it looks, what do you call it? It looks suspicious. See, look at this. You see that email part right there? And Freight Handlers Inc. And then look at the, what do you call it? Jeremy at truckherlogisticsllc.com. And, you know, this might not be legit. You know what I mean? Let's go call it. I mean, like, it's not too far off for a Friday coming out of the Southern California area, but that's still, I think that doesn't sound legit to me. That's why it's like, yeah, you know what, we're not gonna mess with that. And also another red flag onto that one is the fact that when you call it, right? When you call it, it goes straight into voicemail.
Rick Wiggins. Sorry I missed your call.
See?
Please leave me a message and I will call you back.
That's a big red flag. So go straight into voicemail, and it's like, you know what I mean? Let's see where are they from. They are from location-wise Tennessee. So yeah, this is probably a, you know, a scam more than likely. So they're expecting you to email on that right there, on that. So I would not mess with that. Anyway, so like the freight volume is so low out here. You know, I'm talking like we're doing a search within the 300-mile radius, and we're only coming up with 163. Now, mind you, there's also these people that I despise so much, man. So it's what is it called? King of Freight. Look at this, right? Blythe, California to Plainview, Texas, okay? These dudes, man, I called DAT prior to this. Oh, it's booked. You think it's booked? Absolutely not. I don't think that's booked at all. So I called DAT, and then I was like, is there any way I can just block certain brokers? You know what I mean? And then, because I can't find that feature anywhere I look around. They told me no. You have to get the office part, subscribe to the office part, and I don't know what that is. I'm thinking is the higher tier, you know, so it'll be like $150 something like that a month. I'm not paying that, you know. So I mean, I guess I could, but I'm not gonna use that. The only feature I want really is to block brokers, certain brokers, you know. Truckstop do have that feature, but I don't like Truckstop. Truckstop does not. it's not friendly to my eye. That's it. That's the only reason why I don't like truck stop. And truck stop and DAT Loadboard is the same. Like most brokers will post both on both platforms, so there's no difference there. There was one load. Actually, I think we're actually gonna be trying to get this load. Actually, wait a minute. Yeah, San Antonio. That's not bad. I would take San Antonio. Let's see. Let's just get. I usually just say details, please. Then send it up. Okay. Because as soon as they reply, they're going to reply, and then a lot of times on their email handler, they're going to have their phone numbers and stuff like that. And if you don't want to go back and forth with emails just asking for details, you just go get that phone number and then call them up, Okay, so let's go look at another one, right? Evansville, Wyoming. This would have been okay to see. What I'm trying to look for is I'm trying to get to the Ohio, Indiana, Illinois area. I want to try out that area, as far as the Stepdeck. I actually want to try out the short runs in that area. I'm quite familiar with, say, Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, South Carolina, North Carolina, and all of that, but I want to, like I said, I want to try out. I believe we'll do better up in the Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, Iowa, Wisconsin, you know what I mean? All that area right there. I think we'll do better down that way. I don't know. That's just me thinking, just at least hoping. There was one load that was gonna get me into Denver, right? Yeah, it's all straight garbage, man. Everything here, everything on the load board right now is just garbage, man. Look at this. Where was it at? Denver. I'm filtering it to the longest, but we don't mind looking at other venue too, or other options, just to get us out of here, man. It's been garbage, man. I tell you, I've been out here since yesterday. There was one load that I was able to put together, right? There was okay, here it is. This load right here, this is a partial. Now I was like, okay, if they really want this, I would go 26 and I'll go pick it up right now, and then I just go put together another partial on the bottom of it, right? Because look at the average lane on that from there to Chattanooga, Tennessee is like, 3,757, But I was like, okay, 26. They would not budge, man. They said I might be able to go 23, but that's it. I was like, man. So I was like, it's been there for 3 days now. That same load. This is how garbage this market is, man, over here right now. So there's this one. I contacted this one right here. They want $950. It's just one single forklift. I understand it. You can partial that up, but it's too late for us to partial that up and go up down that way. At least too late of the week. That is, we're gonna be stuck on that doggone $950. I see when something like that, like let's say I was to go there and say, where'd it go? Where did it go? Right here, Yuma, Arizona. Like when they tell me $950 to go there to go pick this up, you don't have a lot of options there. $950, there's not a lot of options there because of the fact that why would you even waste your time negotiating on that for $950 when that average pays $3,300? I understand that they're probably trying to partial that thing out. I get it, but you think they would go for $2,000 on that? Nah, I don't think so. I think they're a little bit too far off. So, back onto the this partial I was telling you about, right? So I was like, okay, let me go get this. There was another load that was partial going into Lakeland, Florida. Lakeland, Florida is a little bit further down deep into Florida than what I want to go to. But if you put that together, I think I would have been able to get all that together by at around 6,300 or so, 6,300, 37 plus 22. So actually, my mistake, it would be around 6,500, right? So just what we're seeing right there, is it? One, two, three. Yeah. So I think I could have been around 6,500 on that, you know. So I think they would have been able to on that Lakeland, Florida. Even though it's like 26 foot and it's like 24,000, they're trying to partial it. That's their own doggone fault. That's a broker's fault for them to be that greedy, to partial that load when they know damn well they probably got a full load on that as far as rate-wise, and then they want to partial it. And then they want to be like, so I called it, and then I was like, okay, listen, what's your time frame on this? See, as a matter of fact, you know, partial should not have a time frame if you ask me. Why? Because it's a stinking partial, man. You trying to partial it because you want it to move cheaper, right? So it shouldn't have no time frame. Like, I mean, number one is like a partial should not be over like half of the trailer. That was 26 foot, you know. That's like literally half of the trailer, right? And at 26,000 pounds, like, I mean, I don't. Anyway, so they had it posted for 3,700. So I was like, I called them. I was like, let's go 42. They said, man, I can't do that. I'm just trying to recover this load. They had it posted before for like 31 or something like that. And then it's like the carrier dropped off. So I'm just trying to recover this load right now. I'm trying to get it picked up right now. I was like, okay, let me go call you back. So I went and asked the details about that Tennessee load, that partial Tennessee load, and then she was like, yeah, you're good to go, man, but we can't. I wish I had money in it, man, you know. And so we'll go 20. I can only do 23. So I don't mind that because that thing is taking 20 foot and it's only 9,000 pounds, and there was only 2 pieces on there, and it would have been 2,300 plus 3,700, and I think I could have gotten it for 4,000 on that Lakeland, Florida. Okay, so I called back Lakeland, Florida, and then they were like, okay, it has to be there by Tuesday. Okay, I think I can make that, right? So I'm looking. I'm over here. I'm like, okay, hold on, give me 1 second. I'm looking up Chattanooga, Tennessee to Lakeland, Florida. How far is that? Can I make that from dropping off on Monday and then drop off on Tuesday in Lakeland, Florida? This freaking broker, man, did not have 1 second for me to punch it up on Google and see what that distance is, if I can make it or not, and just hangs up on me. He's like, why do you even call, man? And then just hangs up on me. Man, really? Really? I could have made that. I could have easily made that. I could have picked up that load and made it for the money that they're asking for. See, the problem is they were taking out their frustration on me because it was their own doggone mistake, because they're trying to be greedy. They trying to partial something that is not partialable, and they should have freaking put a full rate on that, a full trailer on that. Now they're trying to partial it because, like I said, when you're trying to partial something, you should not have no time frame on it, and when you do, you know what I mean, you're gonna have some issues with that. See, this is I'm not good at brokerage side of the house, but you know, I think that they had made me mistake there. You know what I mean? So anyway, I know I'm talking too much, right? But it's just, we could have made money doing partial on that, and we would have ended up on the border, or Lakeland, Florida, right? And then would be ready to pick up by Wednesday that, you know, next week. And we would be gross probably around 6,500 coming from here. Looking at the current market right now, yeah, I think that's a pretty good, you know, that would be a pretty good week. Now, at the same time, man, I was like, I drove down here because I was like, it's Blitz week, right? There's got to be some good loads coming out of here, you know. There isn't, man. There isn't. So now we're really at a crunch time. So, yeah, so that's needless to say, this area is still straight garbage, man. It's still straight garbage even for open deck, man. There was one load yesterday that was short load, you know, that was going like 240 miles, and I was gonna take that, and they had it posted for 1,000, and then I told them 1,400, and then we went back and forth, and then they were like, okay, we can give it to you. We can let it go for 1,200, and then I was like, okay, let's do it. I would have been done with it already, and I would have been in the San Diego area, but they punch in my MC, and then they were like, man, we need 1 year. What the? If you're in the middle right now and you're thinking about going Midwest, man, you better think twice. That thing better pay good, man. That thing better pay real good. It's still straight garbage out here. So anyway, here's another thing I wanted to talk about. I'm pretty sure I briefly talked about it. King of Freight, man. King of Freight. Look at this crap, man. They flood the load board like with all kinds of junk. It used to be TQL. TQL used to be so like really bad at this, you know, and now like King of Freight is like taking over what TQL has been doing. I don't see TQL do this as much anymore. Like before, TQL would post something like, let's say something coming out of Memphis, Tennessee, they would post like 300-mile radius within that city, and then they would keep on posting those loads that picking up 300-mile radius, but it's actually everything, all of that is picking up in Memphis. And it's so crazy, man. So yeah, there was one load that was coming out of here, and it was paying like they had it posted for 3,800, and then I was like, okay, let's go 46. You know, it's 2 day cabs, right? It's 2 day cabs going into Montana. I'm talking about further into Montana, almost to the Canadian border, and we would have been done with that load already, and we would have been deadheading towards Salt Lake or maybe Idaho area, you know what I mean? But I knew that it was gonna be a deadhead area down that way. That's why I was bidding like 40. I told them 4,600, I believe. Yeah, I told them 4,600. They came back. They were like, okay, 4,000. I was like, nah, man, I can't do that. 44 would be my best, you know. And they were like, okay. They're like, nah, man, 4,000 the rate on this. Okay, I was like, okay, sounds good, man. Appreciate you. And 2 hours later, he emailed back. He was like, man, I'll meet you at 42. And I would have picked that up if it wasn't for that charade of the other load with where, you know, it's 145-inch tall, you know. I was picking that 145-inch tall, get to California, picked that other one up on Thursday, but it disappeared by the time I got here. So that's why, you know, I think that Tonu just pretty much messed us up, you know. Anyway, we're looking for a load, man. I think I'm gonna go get this load right here. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and call this load right now. Let me see what they're talking about.
Thank you for calling ProSponsive Logistics. This call may be recorded for training and quality assurance purposes.
For unrivaled quality in transportation and logistical solutions, the only name you need is ProSponsive Logistics. Since 1997, our knowledgeable and professional team has offered a personalized logistics experience to our clients, offering a premier
even though this is going to Denver,
across North America.
Denver is not going to be like your best area as far as freight coming out of there, but at least that's going to put us closer to the Kansas area, and we'll be able to go to Kansas and just, you know what I mean, and maybe find something going towards, you know, Illinois, Indiana.
No one is available to take your call. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press the pound key for more options.
Hi, good morning. How you doing? I'm calling in regards to a load coming from Bakersfield, California to Denver, Colorado. Please call me back at...
How y'all like my hat? Here we go. Fast forward into the future. We did take the Denver load. Here it is. Light load, but a very, I think I've done these once before. I don't remember exactly. Look at that. Look how that thing buckles. You can't help it. You can't do nothing. I mean, they're not even that tight, you know? So I'm guessing they expect a loss on that, you know? On that first one, maybe it'll flex back up when we let go of the pressure, but ain't nothing we can do. That's the best we could do, I believe. Look, you can probably see the tan right there. But no, we had to take this load, man. I was hoping for something a little bit better, but we had to take this load because there wasn't a whole lot of things going on out there, man. I don't know what happened, but capacity is just not there, you know? And if we keep messing around, we'll have no load for the weekend at all. Here we are back in Nevada. You see that? I love this area right here. This is one of my favorite area. So this is the exit, the very next exit before or after you enter the California line. That's the California line right there. And that's the scale house right down there. They're kind of tiny right now, hard to see, but scale house is right down there. But anyway, I love this area. Like the whole terrain out here is just insanity, man. It's like a movie of some type, you know? It's like something you would see in like one of those, you know, epic adventure. So let's talk about why I chose this load. We're going only to Denver, and Denver is gonna be a tough market. You know, believe it or not, I think we're gonna be better off going into Denver than going into Texas. Texas would have taken us like, I mean, it would have been like within the $2 range a mile. And then getting out of Texas is still gonna be hard trying to find a good rate. I mean, yeah, we can deadhead into like Louisiana, Arkansas or something like that, right? And then get a good rate, but man, we don't know how that's gonna take us. That's why I took it into Denver instead. And not only that, I'm able to go home, spend the night at home, and then leave tomorrow afternoon, Saturday afternoon, you know what I mean? And at least spend some time with the family before I actually get back out on the road, you know what I mean? So that was one of my main reasoning for that. And man, I tell you, I keep looking at this load board, and the load board is still straight garbage, man. Coming out of California, it is just straight garbage. I don't know what's happening with the market. Is acting a little weird, you know, acting a little funny, that's for sure. And it's just, people are just taking these like low rates, man. Look at this. Long Beach, California into Florida for $1.90 a mile. Come on, man. You know, it's just, and look, the average on that is 5,400. These people, they know what they're doing, man. You know, they know that the volume is not there, and they know that the trucks are there. You know what I mean? So, boy, I tell you, I like I said, I was over there in Barstow for about a day and a half, man. I actually got a freaking 34-hour restart there. I left Vegas like Wednesday noon, you know what I mean? And then I got to Barstow. I was like, okay, it's gonna be a good day tomorrow, you know what I mean? All day, man, there was nothing. The whole Thursday, there was nothing, man. I was like, wow. This load right here got actually posted on Thursday afternoon. Yeah, it posted on Thursday afternoon, and you know, we got it. I tried to get it for 3,000. Man, can't do it, man. If people are booking it for, you know what I mean, 2,700, 2,800, whatever it's posted for, you don't stand a chance booking it at 3,000. You know what I mean? We're not that special, right? Unless we worked with that broker before, but this particular broker we haven't worked with before. So, boy, it's tough out there, man. And we're gonna be in. We're gonna get to Denver at $2.70 a mile. You know what, man? That's not so bad because, like I said, number one, we're light, right? It's the load is so light, you know. Number two, we should be able to get something decent. Let's say, even we were to pick up something that requires a ramp, you know what I mean? And then for like, you know, just real quick pick up and drop, you know what I mean, just to get us in a better area. I'm trying to get into Ohio, Indiana, you know, Illinois area. I want to go check out that area, see what it looks like as far as like, you know, Stepdeck. I know what it looks like in the Ohio area as far as flatbed, but Stepdeck's a little bit different. So we'll see. But anyway, that's the end of this video. I know this is probably gonna be a long video, but I think it needs to be made. You know what I mean? So if you're ever going into California, man, you better think twice. Don't do it. If you're coming out of the freaking Midwest, don't do it. Stay there.
Stay on them short runs. I don't care how good that long run is. Just stay there, man. We'll see you all in the next video.